Welcome to our video about Comply Desktop Test Location Calendar Exceptions. First, if you have not already watched our video entitled Comply 3.0 Test Locations Configuration, we urge you to do so. This video builds on the information you learned there. Now, to succinctly describe this video, you use the Calendar Exceptions subtab to enter specific dates where a test location's testing hours differ from those you set up in the Configure subtab. There are two scenarios where you would use this subtab. In the first scenario, you have a test location that has routine hours week to week, but they've notified you that they will have an upcoming exception to those days or hours, and you need to enter this in Comply so it does not incorrectly schedule clients. In the second scenario, you have one or more test locations who never have routine hours, and you will use the exception subtab to enter their testing dates for each following month. Ideally, for both scenarios, you will enter exceptions before you generate calendars for the month that includes those exceptions. We'll walk you through each of these two scenarios to show you how to use this subtab. We'll use Westcare Las Vegas as our test location for this example. Let's start by looking at their routine hours in the Configure subtab. They're about as basic as it gets. They are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. for males and females. However, for this upcoming month of March, they've notified you that they'll be closed for a full day on Wednesday, March 13th and half a day on the morning of the 14th, and you'd like to enter these exceptions. Go to the Calendar Exceptions subtab, select Westcare Las Vegas from the drop-down list, go to the bottom left corner and choose the first exception date of Wednesday the 13th. They're going to be closed on this day, so check the closed box, and finally select Add. We've now closed them for the 13th. We also need to close them for the morning of the 14th. For the 14th, simply choose the 14th again from the calendar, but this time uncheck Closed and set their reporting hours 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. for males and females. Once those hours are set, once again click the Add button, and you are done for adding those exceptions for these two dates. Okay, our first scenario focused on closing testing for specific dates and hours. In this scenario, we're going to turn that on its head a bit. It's possible you have a test location or two or three who are small and only test a few of your clients each month, and they are only open a handful of days each month, and their open dates vary from month to month. We'll use Yarrington as our example here. Once again, in this scenario, we recommend that you return first to the Configure tab. Choose Yarrington from the list, and we're going to mark all of their open days as closed. We'll return to the Calendar Exception subtab and use this month to month to enter those dates that they are open. So for the month of March, they have indicated to us that they are open for 4 days. We'll choose the first day, being Monday, March 4th, set their hours that they've indicated from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for males, and for females from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Once those hours are set, select Add to add that day. The next date that they choose is Tuesday the 12th. You'll notice after choosing the 12th that my hours remain the same, and those are the hours that I want, so I simply need to click Add. As a matter of fact, those are their testing hours for the remaining 2 days. I'll go on to choose those days, click Add, choose the final and fourth day, the 27th, and click Add. I've now added the 4 testing days that they are open for the month of March. There are 2 controls that I haven't mentioned yet on this screen. The first is in the upper right hand corner, Display Since. This controls how many past dates are displayed on the grid for any given location. We recommend that you set this back at least 1 month so that you can see the exception dates for a given location a little ways into the past. Simply select the date, go back 1 month, and select Display Since, and you're set. From this point forward, this subtab will always show you a previous month's worth of exceptions. In the lower right-hand corner is a checkbox labeled Apply Time Change to Existing Appointments on this date. You would likely want to check this box if you are updating an exception for the current month after you have already created the calendar. By checking this box before clicking the Update button, any appointments on the selected date will have their hours adjusted. This checkbox has no effect for adding new open dates for a current month. If you add some dates to the calendar that is already created, you'll need to manually schedule clients on that new date. So that's everything you need to know about this subtab. This video and its companion video describing the Configure subtab prepare you to actually generate your monthly calendars. So we'll head there next. Thank you for joining us today.